Hello, everybody. Welcome to Octopunk Weekly Update for the week of June 15th. Happy Monday, happy time zone, maybe happy Tuesday, depending upon where you are, if it's in the middle of the night and you're in Australia. Thank you for tuning in to Octopunk Weekly Update. No matter what your time zone, we've got a lot to talk about today. Some good news, some not so great news, but a lot of good news to compensate for the not so great news, I hope. So, you win some, you lose some. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. And somebody has already noticed the Iggy necklace. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later. Well, maybe early on. Well, maybe later. I don't know. Probably later. But you will be hearing more about this today. Yes, it is amazing. It is radiant, and you can get one of your own. Details to come. I'll let everybody roll in first, though, and I might also kick off with, you know what? I'm going to start with details about our charity stream this weekend. For those of you, most of you know, we had a charity stream this weekend for the nonprofit GamerX, which was a foundation intended to help LGBT game development, LGBT game developers, representation in gaming for queer people. This is a really cool foundation that we did this charity stream for. And our goal for this charity stream was $2,000. And I was like, if we can raise $2,000 for this charity, it's going to be really, really awesome. I know that they can do, that money can go a long way because they do like sponsorships where they send game developers to GDC. And they do other sponsorships and scholarships for game devs and stuff. And so just a few $1,000s can really go a long way for something like that. And we blew it completely out of the water on Saturday. Y'all helped us raise $9,169, almost 10 grand. I haven't heard from them yet, but hopefully I'll get in touch with them and talk with them about that and see, maybe get an expectation of maybe what they plan on doing with that money in terms of if that's enough money to actually like fund a full GDC scholarship or something like that. That would be really cool to know. But either way, I'm sure that this is really going to go to a great cause and really going to make a difference in the life of somebody who is an LGBT game developer. And yes, the 69 is still there. Y'all classed it up and and preserved that donation the entire time. But in addition to raising this wonderful amount of money for GamerX this weekend, you also passed several milestones on the way there. The first one was that I revealed the name of my Re 900 FIC compatibility from 2018, and I read it live on the stream, so you can go back to the VOD and see me do that. I'm also going to be cross-posting that to YouTube this week. But in addition to that, you passed some milestones for bonus perks. All donors $25 and up will now get an exclusive limited edition bonus sticker for supporting the charity stream. They'll be getting a thank you card in the mail with some goodies from me and Shannon Strucci and Critical Bits, and that bonus sticker will be included in there. And all donors $25 and up will also now get a personalized video thank you from one of the guests on the stream. There's like 90 of you over the $25 level, so it's going to be a lot of video shout outs to record. But I'm going to divvy that up with a lot of the other guests, and we're going to start working on those in the next month and get those out to you. It might be a couple weeks, but we're going to slowly roll those out. In terms of the Blu-rays and other benefits that people will get for their donations on that stream, we had 54 people buy Blu-rays, 5 people get signed scripts, or 6 people get signed scripts, and then I think 3 or 4 people get props. All of y'all will be getting your benefits most likely in July and August. If it's a Blu-ray or a script or like a heavy thing, it'll be August, September. If it's just a card, if it's just a thank you card with stickers and stuff, it'll be July. And that'll go for our producer awards as well. If you just have a Polaroid, that's coming in July. If you have a Blu-ray, a script, a prop, a poster, bigger stuff, that'll be in August or September, because I'm still working on the Blu-ray. I'm getting a re-edit of Detroit Evolution, like a director's cut done for the Blu-ray. I'm also finishing up the bonus features, like the cast commentary, have to do all the menu design and all of the cover box art and everything. And I'm still working on finding a vendor. And usually it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for them to actually manufacture the Blu-rays and get them to me once I actually place the order. So if I hopefully can have that Blu-ray completely designed and complete within the next month, then by end of August, they should be ready to ship out to all of you. So it'll be a little while. Thank you for your patience. I want to make it worth it. I don't want to half-ass. I don't want it to be be a good product when it comes. And with all of the support that you guys have given on the charity stream, I'm going to be able to place a pretty big order for them and be able to get a good price. So that's also really, really beneficial too, because when you only need like 15 Blu-rays, like they charge you like $10 a piece for them. But when you're ordering in the hundreds, it gets a lot more cost efficient. So buying in bulk, it's great. As far as other stuff we have coming up, so one of the things that I said that I was going to talk about today is to give you guys an update on Detroit Evolution in New York. Now, some of you might not know that this is a thing if you have come to our fandom after Detroit Evolution already came out. But basically, what we were going to do was have a premiere screening on August 10th, the night before Detroit Evolution went online. We're going to have fans come out to New York. We're going to do a live 4K screening at the Dolby Theater. We had an after party. There was all this really awesome stuff. We completely sold out the screening. And then, of course, COVID-19 picked up and we postponed the event to August 7th with the expectation that that was going to be a pretty safe date to reschedule the event to. And on top of that, we were going to, even though it wasn't going to be a premiere screening anymore, we were still going to keep the VIP after party, and we were also going to premiere Seven Deadly Sins and any other premiere stuff that or trailers that we were able to make between April and August. So that was sort of the backstory on that event. And for the past couple months, I've kind of been keeping an eye on things in terms of this August 7th date, which is now about a month and a half away from today. And I knew that I had to make really a decision by like mid to late June in terms of whether or not I thought that was going to be feasible, whether or not I thought August 7th was going to be feasible to get 90 people together in a room in New York City to watch our film. And unfortunately, I feel like even though New York has just started to open back up last week, it still does not bring me much comfort in terms of this not being a crisis within the next 6 to 7 weeks. I feel like even if New York starts to level out and starts to get things under control within the next 6 weeks, we are coming from all over the world and all over the country. And I know where I live, we are seeing the greatest spike in COVID cases throughout this entire pandemic so far. Back in March and April, when I initially canceled the event, we in South Carolina had about 150 to 200 cases a day. Now we have 800 cases a day because our government refuses to shut down. So even if New York is okay, Charleston might not, and I might not be able to leave. So that's one of the many factors in this decision of, you know, even if the location that we're going to is completely eradicated of the virus within the next 6 or 7 weeks, which is not going to happen, the places that we're coming from may not be as safe, and we may be bringing it with us. On top of the fact that I don't know how you would social distance a theater. I don't know how you would social distance a karaoke bar within the next 6 to 7 weeks. I don't know how we could pay for the venues if we could only have a third capacity of ticket sales. I don't even know if our venues are still willing to host events, or even if it's going to be legal to have events over 50 people in New York by the time this event happens. It's just a lot of things that there's just so much uncertainty. And I think that if we're going to do it, it's worth doing right. And it's not worth doing for all of that uncertainty and lack of safety and risk. And on top of the travel arrangements, like a lot of you guys like are coming from out of town and stuff, and your flights might be canceled and stuff because travel is all over the place right now too. So I would say that officially this event is not going to happen on August 7th. I will be in touch with people who still have tickets that they were going to roll over to the new event about refunds. Or we might be doing some kind of digital event in lieu of it if people want to stick around for that. I have not decided that yet. So in terms of if we're going to maybe do like a digital like special live stream or something for VIPs with the cast and crew or something like that, that might be something that happens if people want to support us and keep their tickets and keep a little bit of the experience. But, you know, not actually go to the physical event. Or we might just not do anything and just give everybody their money back. I'm still thinking about that. I still want to gauge kind of the opinions of people who have tickets right now and see what they think about that, and if they would be interested in that, as well as like if I have, the cast support and everything for that too. So yeah. If you're going to do a special event, may there be possibility to get other tickets? Oh, in terms of like if we did a digital online event, would people from all over the world be able to come in and new people opt in? I don't see why not. I think that could be cool. I don't know if I necessarily have the time right now to plan a big digital event or a big digital conference. So yeah, I don't know what that's going to look like, right? It might be easiest for me to just cancel it, refund everybody, and say better luck next time. Because I am still working on the Blu-ray. I am still working on Seven Deadly Sins. I am still working on a lot of other projects as well, my Octopunk Film Lab. So that's just kind of like one extra thing on top of everything that I don't know if I have the capacity right now to plan something like that. But yeah, I am disappointed in this, of course. I know a lot of you are as well, especially folks who have rolled over their tickets or their travel arrangements and have a lot of, issue possibly like canceling hotels and canceling plane tickets and all that. My heart goes out to you because I know that this is a huge pain, and it was back in April as well for everybody. But it is just like, it's just not safe and it's just not reliable. We could get there and the Dolby is just like, oh, well, we crossed 1,000 COVID cases again today, so we're closed and you all have to go home. And like, I just don't even, that's a nightmare scenario. So yeah, we're not going to do that. I do think on the positive end, though, it is encouraging that we had such a good feedback for the event when it originally went online back in March. We sold out in 2 weeks. And that encourages me that when all this COVID stuff is over and we can get back to regular life, I guess, that I want to definitely try to do something like this again and see that this, if nothing else, this was a proof of concept that that we can get all of us together, that we can have a fan meetup, we can pick a location, we can do a screening, and people will turn up for it. And it's actually completely possible for us to be able to all come to you and meet you guys. So that's really encouraging. And I hope that becomes even more encouraging in the coming years and that continues to grow and become more possible. I'm nowhere near putting on something like RTX or anything like that, a big 50,000 person convention. But 100, 200 person screening of some new stuff, almost have like a little event, fan event for what we have coming up, almost do like Octopunk showcase, maybe like in person. That would be really cool. And I think that we have the capacity also to like change cities every year, like maybe do one in Atlanta and then the next year like do it in New York, next year do it in San Francisco. I know that for the cast and crew, it wouldn't be prohibitively expensive to do like one trip a year to go see something like this. So I'm disappointed for now, but this is just like this is one of those things where just throw it in the pile of things that have to be put on pause and changed because of this new world that we're living in, and you just have to adapt at this point. I think we're all past the point of like we just expect it at this point. We just know that things are not going to be normal for a while, or may never be what our definition of normal was again. But I definitely think that the future is bright for being able to do events like this in the future. So stay tuned. I'll be posting more information about this on Twitter and stuff in terms of updates and everything. And if you do currently have a ticket, keep an eye on your email. I'll be getting in touch with you through Eventbrite this week in terms of what are we going to do next about your tickets and stuff, and more information about the cancellation. So that's the sad news, but I definitely still have good news for you. The rest of today is good news. That the sad news is out of the way. In terms of this that you all noticed, we'll be talking about new merch next. First of all, though, I want to remind you guys that we have some merch already on the store that is really, really fitting for Pride Month. We have a whole line of Pride Iggy stickers, the holographic rainbow ones, and also individual flags for pansexual, bisexual, asexual, transgender, and non-binary. You can find those on the Etsy store. I have decent stock of all of them, so I shouldn't really sell out of any of these flags. I also have Pride Iggy enamel pins. I have the regular Iggy pins, but I have the Pride ones as well. So yeah, if you didn't know that this was on the Etsy store already, definitely check this out. It's fitting for Pride. You can get yourself a sticker that best suits you, or an enamel pin to show off some flair. And we have a Detroit Evolution Pride line on the Redbubble store as well. These are the flags behind the silhouettes of all the characters representing the flag of that character. So we have Pan Gavin, Ace Nines, Translotso, aromantic and lesbian Ada, because she could go either way. Bisexual Valerie and lesbian Tina. Of course, if you headcanon these characters as having different flags, that's totally cool too. But this is just kind of my headcanons and the inspiration for this line. These designs come in stickers, they come in pins, buttons, they come on shirts, they come on a variety of different products on the Octopunk Media Redbubble store, so you can check that out. Twitch is borking right now and saying that I have 0 viewers, but I know that that's not true. I hope that my stream isn't dropping though, so let me know if it's giving you problems. As far as what I'm wearing around my neck right now, I have this new type of merch. This is courtesy of Sticker Mule, which is what I use to get my stickers from and stuff. But they also offer acrylic charms. And we have a couple different products with these Iggy acrylic charms. We've got keychains for $5 and the necklace that I'm wearing for $8 on the Etsy store. The necklaces come in white cord, black cord, or brown cord, and then the keychains are like so. You can also get the charms individually without being attached to anything. Just the charm with the latch for $3. That's also on the Etsy store. So you can go check that out at etsy.com/shop/octopunkmedia. I have 50 of them in stock, so I have a good bit of inventory. But I have noticed that things do tend to sell out when I introduce new merch, and the Paradisa and my Read 900 stickers kind of being a good example of that. A lot of times things just go within the first 48 to 72 hours. So if you're interested in this, be sure to jump on it. I will be assembling and shipping them this week. So yeah, it's nicely sized. I might go for a different design next time, maybe something more opaque and less clear. But in the meantime, I'm happy with these. They came out pretty well, and they're like perfect size. My Twitch told me you didn't go live, and then that your broadcast had ended. I didn't get a notification. Yeah, Twitch has been very weird recently, like just in general. I've noticed it's not giving notifications. I'm noticing that it's been dropping streams. I'm noticing that it's hanging up people in the chat. I don't know. They need to get their stuff together. It's wild. Oh, and Aimbot, I hope you enjoy Paradisa, because that arrived in your inbox today. And Emma as well. Definitely go check that out in the Discord server. We have a channel for Paradisa spoilers. Twitch told you my channel didn't exist for a second. Goodness. Well, I know that I got my friggin' Instagram countdown wrong, but that was my fault. That was me for putting on noon instead of 2, because I still can't wrap my brain around the fact that I do Oppo at 2. This week on Patreon, we've got the 3rd episode of The Table Read coming on Wednesday. Those of you who are not patrons, who are on YouTube, you got to see the 1st episode of that last week. So if you're wanting to keep up with the adventures of The Table Read, these 20-minute episodes, you can join for just $1 on Patreon. And for $5 patrons on Friday, we have an early access video of the Detroit Evolution Unused Footage Reel Volume 2. So this is another 5 to 10 minutes of unused footage from the film. You guys really enjoyed the first one. There's definitely going to be a lot more similar Read 900 from other angles on Friday in this reel as well. On Twitch this week, we've got The Last of Us Episode 3 coming tomorrow at noon. Actually noon this time on Tuesdays. On Thursday at 6 p.m., we're doing our Dead by Daylight stream with Lemonhead and our lovely mod, Bakasera. We might have a special fifth guest on that. I'm still convening with them, so we'll see what happens there. But we'll definitely have Lemonhead and Bakasera joining us for Dead by Daylight. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing some multi-Twitch so that you guys can watch all of our streams at the same time and see all of that from different angles. That is a 6 p.m. Thursday. That was supposed to be last week, but we had a schedule conflict, so we are definitely going to be doing that this week. And then on Saturday, we have a Detroit Evolution supporting cast stream. You know the main cast. Oh, yes, and Austin, of course, is joining us on Dead by Daylight as well. Me and Austin will be on different computers, so we'll be playing 2 different characters, though. On Saturday, we have the Detroit Evolution supporting cast stream. You know our main cast, but this is the supporting cast. This is Tiari Solis, who plays Valerie, Marilyn Robles, who plays Dr. Maria, JJ, who plays Lotso, probably Michael James Daly, who plays Parker again, but he was on the charity stream, so I don't know if he has a scheduling conflict or not this week. And then, who else am I? Oh, Tracy DeLeon, who played Adrian Sawyer, the newscaster. And I might be forgetting... I know I'm forgetting somebody. Maybe not. No, I think that's everybody. But this is the other characters that you haven't gotten to talk to yet. So definitely bring your questions for Valerie, for Dr. Maria, for Lotso, for a lot of the supporting characters in the stream. So this will be a cool Q&A with them. This week on YouTube, we have last week's Patreon video, which was from Detroit Awakening to Detroit Evolution, where Austin, Michael, and Maximilian talk about the journey from Detroit Awakening to Detroit Evolution and the increase in scale and how we got from there to here. We have more music from Austin coming on Thursday, as usual. And we have the second episode of the table read, which patrons have already seen, but this will be coming to YouTube on Wednesday. So if you love that table read, get ready for another 20-minute episode of madness, especially with a lot of drunk impersonations at the bar. It was a lot of fun. On Fan Art of the Week this week, we have a lot of stuff to get through, including some cosplay this week. A lot of cosplayers came out this week, and a lot of Ada stuff especially, too. It was Ada Nation this week, so we have a lot of Ada rep, which I really, really love. First up, we've got some art from Sneaky Snake 001 on Instagram. This is one of 3 pieces that Sneaky Snake made of this reunion scene, but this one was just my favorite personally because I love that the artist drew them a little bit closer together so that their hands are just brushing. It's really, really pretty, and they're so captured well. I always get amazed that you guys capture the likeness of Chris and Maximilian so accurately, as well as the colors of that scene. Yes, oof my heart. That's a word. Hands, as M says. Hand cult. It's become a thing. Daphne Winchester continues to just floor me. Please go check out Daphne on Instagram. Look at all of the Read 900 art. It's so photorealistic and beautiful. I also love just like the little changes that they make to make it photorealistic and accurate, but it's not a complete redraw of the scene. And in this case, it is hands on Nine's jacket there, which is an addition, and a very good one at that. I'd said it was Ada Nation this week, and now we've got this photorealistic portrait by Like Myself on Instagram. It took me a moment when I first saw this to realize that it wasn't a photograph because it's so good. You guys continue to capture Jillian fantastically and give her lots of love. And also thank you to everybody who came out to Jillian's Q&A on the charity stream and supported her and asked her lots of awesome questions. And if you've missed that, we'll be going back and posting the VOD for that on YouTube. This is from Sambles2 on Twitter. Another awesome piece of art from Sam. This time, floral Zingavin with a small tear. All of the flowers that Sam included in this painting have symbology and meaning behind them. So check out Sambles on Twitter, or I think K9 Effect is the username on Tumblr, if I'm not mistaken, for all of the explanation of what the flowers actually mean. Congratulations to Ardenite for finishing this long-suffering painting. I've been watching the work in progress of this for many, many weeks, and it came out absolutely awesome. Ada looks fierce and amazing in this painting, so check out Ardenite on Twitter. Also, this was a tie for me between this one and the stream doodle of Arden sending me a bomb in the middle of my Thursday stream. That was also fantastic. So be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram to see all of the lovely stream doodles that they do for me, Maximilian, and Chris. But especially give some love to the one with the bomb, because that was perfect. More Ada Nation, this time from Fishtopia, who posted this just this morning on Instagram, and I'm glad they did because it made it into this week's fan art of the week. The red flowers, also symbolic of Ada, according to Fish, so give Fish some love on Instagram and check out previous portraits that they have done for Detroit Evolution, because there's some numerous amazing ones. I love We all love in this house, and this one in particular really struck me. It is a cast and crew painting of the Detroit Evolution crew with all of our different flags. And I love the inclusion of Dr. Maria and Adrian Sora, and now I have learned what the Bi-Curious flag is as well, which is really, really awesome. Thank you, for that. So go follow _pastel on Instagram. There's like daily art almost. I can barely keep up with how fast posts. Is like the most prolific artist in the entire fandom. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's been posted lately. There's one of Michael James Daly with his new foster kitten. There's a lot of Valerie and Tina Pride art for Pride Month. Just a lot of really lovely stuff. I also love the Michael Marcus, Chris Miller triptych that was done last week as well. And yes, the arm behind Lotso, that's perfect. Now on to cosplay. Thank you, Janjin9, for this dope Lotso cosplay. There's a lot of pictures in this series, so follow Janjin9 on Twitter to see the variety of lovely of pictures from this photo shoot, including the Marufuk one, the one that's based on Maru's painting of Lotso with the selfie arm, which is really, really cute. This is a dead ringer for Lotso. This is really, really spot on. I think Janjin completely got like the same props that we used, costume pieces that we used, because this is really awesome. And finally, a fan art of the week this week. Thank you to Issa Cosplay for this amazing Ada. That's one of the best wigs I think I've ever seen in any sort of cosplay. Getting blonde wigs right is so hard. So this is fantastic, and you really capture Ada very, very well. Go follow Issa Cosplay on Twitter. I know Issa is in the chat. Send Issa some love. A lot of you guys are in the chat today. Send lots of love to each other. And yes, I is it Issa or Isa? It might be Isa, now that I'm thinking about it. But regardless, I see a lot of love from Ada Nation from Issa. So yeah, definitely amazing cosplay. Essa, thank you very much. Essa Cosplay. So yes, thank you, Essa, for this, and for also enabling Joe with all of the lovely Ada Nation stuff that all of you guys do. Our P.O. Box is 62762, North Charleston, South Carolina, 29419. You can send anything you want to us aside from explosions and food. And if you do send us something, I will put it back there on this lovely wall to be included in our fan art and letter wall. I like to read everything that you guys send. Oh, and thank you, Nebby, for subscribing for 14 months, one of the OGs, one of our mods. Thank you, Neb. Thank you to everybody who subscribed today. Unfortunately, Twitch isn't telling me in my activity feed. It's completely borked, so Lord have mercy. Oh, and thank you, Dilger, for gifting a sub as well. Oh, and we've got our little subscription alert still working. That's awesome. I think that's everything for this week. Just to recap, we've got some new merch, lovely Iggy necklaces and keychains and charms on Etsy that you can go check out, as well as our Pride merch on Redbubble and Etsy as well. If you are a Detroit Evolution NYC ticket holder, I'll be in touch this week with more information about the cancellation of that. And definitely join Patreon if you are interested in seeing early access videos this week for stuff that will be posted on YouTube next week. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully at noon for The Last of Us. Come out and join me. We're being real sneaky. We're joining the Stick Cult, and we're being a dad who fights zombies. I was about to say a spoiler, but I'm like, some of you haven't seen The Last of Us yet. So go catch up on YouTube. Come to the stream tomorrow at noon, and we'll have a fun time. As well as Dead by Daylight on Thursday night, and then our Detroit Evolution supporting cast stream on Saturday. As always, stay great, hydrate, have a happy